All right, Elon Musk for president. That's all I have to say. We're going to talk about that and some other things with our two brilliant guests. Let's get right to it. Mark Simone, WOR radio host, Joe Concha, media columnist for The Hill and Fox News contributor. You know, it's so interesting, Mark. This comes 7 months before the election. Couldn't be a worse time for the woke and the left. And they're all going to hammer Elon. It's already started. Hit pieces from the New York Times. I saw this remarkable press release from the NAACP today, which used to be such a wonderful organization before it went far left. They're all going to just attack his person, you know? But he's done a phenomenal thing here, and he should wear these attacks on as a badge of courage.
Yeah, he's an African-American who now owns Twitter.
South African-American, yeah.
But the problem there is he can't run for president. He's not born in the country.
Oh.
That's a big problem.
Oh, that's right. That was the problem with Obama.
Yeah.
Sorry, I strike that.
No.
Just having some fun.
Check, please.
I think the reason you were asking why would they give in.
Back check.
I think these T-shirted idiots in the boardroom, these San Francisco woke warriors, realized they're no match for the greatest entrepreneur in American history, that he would win in the end. And we're at a turning point, too. Joe Rogan has picked up 2 million subscribers since they tried to cancel him. Disney is in trouble. By the way, I know Elon Musk watches this show. Disney's only 170 billion, if you want to add that, too.
Somebody's got to buy Facebook, Joe.
You think?
I don't know. Their net worth is plummeting, right?
Yeah.
The stock price is plunging. It's not unlike Twitter. Their business model, which is woke, is not working.
It would be great if Joe Rogan bought Facebook. So if Rogan has Facebook and Musk has Twitter, that would be amazing. I just find it incredibly, I don't even have a word for this, stunning, that we see so many on the left going after Elon Musk, the guy who's going to save the planet, mind you, right,
yes.
for the electric car.
Yes, right. He was supposed to be hero.
Right.
Sorry.
And now he's a threat to democracy because he embraces free speech. How could you defend Twitter the way they've acted over the last couple of years as a political activist organization, censoring people, suppressing news, locking people out of accounts, suspending the former president? Now, here's the big thing about this. Donald Trump has already told Fox exclusively that he will not go back to Twitter.
Yep.
He's going to use his own platform in Truth Social. The only thing is, he barely uses it now. So I don't know quite what he's waiting for.
He barely uses his own platform.
That's what I'm saying, Truth Social.
I know. It's, well, I don't want to comment on that. I get in trouble with my former boss. I'm just saying I think he should be more ecumenical about this. You know, Twitter could be a great success now with the Elon reforms.
What was that word?
Ecumenical, as in broad-based.
Okay, ecumenical.
Sort of, yeah.
I've never heard that in my life
Sort of
once.
Catholic with a small c.
Okay, got it.
You can look at, don't look it up on Twitter, go to Google.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
By the way, somebody should buy Google while they're at it. Let's move on. I want to talk about Kevin McCarthy and this flap. The mainstream media got hold of the tape. I don't know the veracity of the tape or not. They're trying to make this into a big deal. They're trying to bring down, as I see the media, they're trying to bring down Kevin McCarthy right now. What do you think, Mark Simone?
We like Kevin McCarthy. I don't think there's any voter in America that wants to hear a conversation between Kevin McCarthy and Liz Cheney. It's of no interest. It is totally irrelevant. Why was it the lead story in every news?
Yeah.
It was part of Operation Change the Subject. Change it away from the border, from inflation, and focus on this.
Make it look like there's a civil war within the Republican Party when the civil war already exists in the Democratic Party between the Joe Manchins and the Kyrsten Sinemas and the squad wing of the party, and a party that doesn't want their own president to run again for re-election in 2024.
By the way, that reminds me, I almost forgot that in my notes. Bernie Sanders wants to run again for president. Could such a blessing be bestowed on that race?
If he won and then won re-election, we'd have our first president in his 90s. We're about to get our first in his 80s in November. So that would be interesting.
I don't know if he really wants to run. I think I heard his wife wants a fourth house.
Oh, really? No, but all honesty, you know, there's a fog of war January 6th and 7th and 8th. They're all gaming the system and talking about stuff. Nobody holds it against McCarthy, and Trump doesn't hold it against McCarthy. That's why this is such a phony thing.
Yeah, and we're supposed to believe Liz Cheney didn't leak it out. We know Kevin McCarthy didn't. Where else would it have come from?
I'd just rather see Donald Trump as Speaker of the House. I think that would be interesting. It's the ultimate revenge. He can be.
No.
Any citizen can be.
No, that's not going to happen.
Think of the entertainment aspect of this, though. Biden does the State of the Union, and who's sitting behind him, making all those faces? And then he rips up the State of the Union at the end. From an entertainment perspective, what could be better for this show and this network than Donald Trump as Speaker of the House?
That's Yeah, I might like it, but it's not as ecumenical as I want it to be.
That word.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
I didn't do well in the SATs.
Can we move on to Hunter Biden? Now, this is a big story in the New York Post. This Eric Schwerin, okay, who was Hunter Biden's closest pal, business partner, made 19 visits to the White House as well as other locations. He met with the vice president himself. And I think we have, here's a money sentence from this whole article in the New York Post. Your dad just called me about his mortgage and mentioned he'd be out a lot soon and not really back until Labor Day. He could use some positive news about his future earnings potential. Now, Mark Simone, we could all use some positive news about our future earnings potential, but I thought Joe Biden was just completely unaware of his son's business activities. So what's this all about?
This is his greatest lie ever. You get these guys visiting him in the White House. You had a big office in the White House. Could somebody just walk in and start talking to you without somebody telling you?
No.
You remember that picture of him? He's at a meeting of these 12 guys that Hunter's in business with at a restaurant. Who did he think they were? His classmates? They're all 20 years older and they don't speak English. I mean, he must have known something was going on.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Very good.
I have to pivot from that, but okay.
But in all seriousness, Joe Biden keeps this lie going, and I think he's digging himself deeper and deeper, and this becomes a serious political thing. If it isn't already, it's going to be.
Larry, remember when you were in the White House and all those stories that came out about your administration and the president, a source close to President Trump, right? Or who was the other guy? Anonymous, who was in there, right? He was basically like one step above the White House chef, and he was, supposed to be like basically the chief of
that's
staff.
right. That's right.
So in this case, we actually have documents, we have bank transfers,
Right.
we have emails. You can't dispute them. So yeah, this is truly the big lie in this case. And the question now is, what did the president know, and when did he know it? And more importantly, how much did he profit from this influence peddling by his son?
See, that's the thing. We talked to Miranda a lot and others. If as vice president, he is receiving funds, and those funds came from whatever, Russia, Ukraine, China, right? Absolutely. So they may have tried to wash the money through Hunter's shenanigans, but it wound up in Joe Biden's pocketbook. Now, that is a very, very, it's clearly an ethics violation, but I think it could be a criminal violation as well.
It's been going on for years. No one ever asked him as a congressman on a government salary, how did you buy the DuPont estate in
By the
Delaware?
way,
No one's ever
ever
asked
see
him.
pictures of that thing? It is it's huge, beautiful,
Yeah.
right on
It's
the
like the
lake.
Mar-a-Lago of like Delaware.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
But he's been in the Senate payroll for 50 years or whatever. I guess this is from Fiorello. I had a little tin box. I put money away. I stopped smoking for a couple of months, and I put my money in a little tin box. Joe Concha, when's this going to catch up to him?
Well, the media is not really doing its job outside of the New York Post, is really pursuing this story with some exceptions. If we are seeing reporting on it, they're 20 months late at this point. The federal investigations continue. And then once we have indictments, and that's when the whole...
That's from the Delaware. You think this Delaware grand jury, which is investigating Hunter's tax situation, but also apparently going much deeper?
It's expanding now, right? That's the original reason, but that's how it works in these situations. An investigation for one thing becomes about an investigation for something far different when you get going on with it.
So that could be, stuff comes out of there.
Could be, but it's a U.S. attorney controlled by Merrick Garland, who has weaponized the Justice Department when he needed to.
The Republicans are going to have to wait until they take the House.
To take the House, to control the committees, they can launch the investigation.
Nothing before then.
Unless Elon Musk opens up Twitter, and you can do it there.
Man, Elon Musk, save America. Support Elon Musk.
The ultimate entrepreneur, a success story. No one talks about it.
I know.
Great success story.
They compare him to the Gilded Age robber barons. I was just talking to Charles Payne about that. The Gilded Age robber barons were fantastic. They made America the greatest country in the world. And left-wing historians and media people are always bad-mouthing the successful inventors and entrepreneurs of the Gilded Age, who, by the by, created tens and tens of millions of jobs, in addition to making life better for every single person in this country at the turn of the last century. I got to go.
And the Gilded Age will never be taught at Moscow State.
Joe Concha, Mark Simone, you guys are terrific. Thanks.